incorporated and incorporated. So if you're just talking about the hood, that's a very smaller percentage. I mean, hell, North Richmond is nothing but they call it Golden Iron Triangle because of the railroad tracks, but they ain't nothing like 2 square miles.
Oh wow!
So it's very small, and and that can make it even worse. So niggas know who you are, where you from. Rest in peace, this nigga named Smacker. They killed. I'll never forget that shit. They killed him in 06. These niggas pulled. He just come from. He was a rapper. Video shoot, all this shit. Pulled right up on the side, hit the sliding door of the van. Shot him and this girl. His girl survived. He got killed right there on the spot. That nigga Johnny Cash, them niggas was following him all around the bear. Them Richmond niggas was following him. But see, Vallejo was right next to Richmond. Right. He tried to move out, get a spot. Woo, had his wife, got married. Man, he went downstairs. As soon as he got in the car, he was Swiss cheese and shit.
Wow, they was thirsty waiting.
So they was waiting on the nigga. So that's my point. But that nigga was so sad about it. That nigga was on that block report when he was in North Richmond. He was like, man, you suck it, keep shooting at my car, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put one of these bitch ass niggas on the t-shirt, nigga. Every time I turn around, nigga shooting at my shit, nigga. Ooh. So he been in some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga, it was just. But that's Richmond. That's why niggas from man, listen. Richmond got so bad. I was locked up in 07, and OG was telling me, he was like, I don't fuck with Richmond. He was like, nigga, I was riding around Richmond, I'm bitch, nigga. Hey, nigga, I got pulled over by someone car, homicide detectives. He told me, what are you doing over it? They looked at his ID, saw him, smelled the weed in the car, told him to get the fuck up out. He said, it's been 3 homicides in the past couple of hours. You need
to boy, heavy flames.
It was it was hell block for real.
Yeah, man, it goes. I'll tell you, I wouldn't take no nigga. Like if you ever came to the Bay and fucking, I wouldn't take to the Richmond. I would die. I wouldn't be like, yeah, man. I mean, if I had my family, whatever, even then, I wouldn't take a nigga out there just on some, because I couldn't guarantee. You feel me? I can't even.
Right, bro. So that's what happened. We was riding through Chicago to get to Minneapolis to do a video. I hit my mans up in Chicago like, yo, I'm here, but I'm with my white dudes and we got some video camera equipment. He was like, you good? You good? I'm like, oh. Yeah. And we just kept going. We kept it moving.
Exactly. I'm not even going to sit there and lie to you, my nigga. I would have looked you in the eye and say, yeah, you safe out here. Yeah.
Right.
These niggas is tripping. Period. It's kind of calmed down now, but 04, 05, 06, it was tripping. Period. Like, they ain't trying to hear it. Nothing. But they chased, this was big. Like, 02, I'll never forget this shit. It was all on the news. And niggas still talk about this shit till today. But they chased these niggas down. These Richmond niggas, it was a youngsters driving around smoking. 11 o'clock at night. These niggas chased this nigga down with an AR-15. Shot his whole car. Sure. This nigga flipped the car over by like the overpass. It was on top of the overpass, flood gate. Car on his back, nigga. That type of shit where they chase niggas down, choppers, nigga, and just spray your shit for nothing. I mean, I ain't gonna say for nothing. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm on the filter. I don't know their politics like that. I just know their politics is, you from this neighborhood, I'm from that neighborhood. Like I said, in Oakland and shit is different, but it's on some, you can't sell dope over here. You can't just do anything over here unless the only niggas who do that type of shit is April. Like them niggas, what they call spot. They hold a little shit called spot smash, gas team spot smash. They go to East Oakland and shit, 20 deep, sit up shop with 730. Like nigga, what? You feel me? but those are, but see, they, it's 1,000 of them. You know what I'm saying? So like you can't really, you feel me? And it's whatever. But my point is, they're not doing, nigga, them gassing niggas really ain't going to the rich like that. I bet you that. You know what I'm saying? Because, nigga, it's crowd. Like, nigga, they already got their own shit on.
They like that activity over there. That's fun for them.
Exactly. They invite that type of activity. Please come over here with this. Nigga, it's gas. Nigga, we go. Please, nigga. So,
this is the gas station.
Nobody fucks with the niggas, bro. I can honestly say that.
Parts of the Bay. So different parts of the Bay got different cultures, basically, as far as like how the streets and music go.
Exactly. San Francisco is pimping. Now everybody will tell you Oakland, but San Francisco is really the motherfucking Patreon, like you're a pinnacle of pimping. Then you have Oakland, which is more pimping / bro. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Vallejo, which is ironically a big pimp culture too, a Mackin culture. Because, you know, the Mac Dre, Michael the Mac Robinson, and all them niggas, you know, they do their thing, but they more, you know, they fucking white bitches. Like, they are, I tell you, somebody Vallejo nigga, you always gonna see them with two white bitches, and that's how they get there. You know, East Palo Alto is more of a, known for jacking, drug dealing, killing, shit like that. You know, we kind of like, East Palo Alto kind of like Richmond to a certain extent. It was. Like, you know, in 1992, we became the murder capital of the world, outbeating Highland Park, which is in Detroit. And if you know anything about Highland Park, that's one of the worst neighborhoods in Detroit. World. So in 1992, we outbeat them. If you go to the 1992 stats, you're going to see East Palo Alto, California is number 1, and you're going to see Highland Park, Detroit is number 2. And this is in 92. So that was going on, but East Palo Alto is more, it's kind of like we take all the cultures from the whole thing, because we're small. You know, we're kind of like what Compton was. It was a neighborhood that was designed for people from San Francisco, projects in San Francisco, projects in Oakland, to move and have an opportunity to buy home. You know what I'm saying? And so, no difference from Vallejo and Richmond. Hell, Richmond was like that. If you look at Richmond, it's just like England. It looks nice as fuck. We're gonna, shit, you get your money. North Richmond looks fucked up, but Central, shit, it looks just like Inglewood, parts of Compton, Well-Manicured, you know, yards, middle working class. Kind of like how Jamaica Queens. You know what I'm saying? How niggas be talking about that. How
it was that middle level come up spot. That's how my neighborhood in Columbus was. All the military people. Yeah, working class.
Military, working class. But drugs came in the 60s and 70s and just turned into fucking war. Same with East Coast, fucking war. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, but like I tell people, you know, the Bay to me is I love the Bay. You know, it's somewhere I learned everything. I've seen motherfuckers in a different way. I ain't see, like, when I go to other parts of the country, I'll see people on a street level who's like either or. Like, they're just a drug dealer, or they're just a jacker. They're just like, you got what they say, a master of, what he said, a jack of all trades, a master of none. Like, nigga, these niggas, you know, this is the only city you'll see nigga pimping, drug dealing, killing, nigga, everything. Like, you know, and it's like, what I've done, I took pieces of everything and just incorporated into my own game. Because, you know, of course, I ain't no kid. You know,
I was going to say, like,
good, but don't push me. You know, but
the application of the game, the other aspects of life, like, as far as, like, how the Bay taught you and that style of using the game, if you could say, what is one major key?
Reading people, man. Being able to read people in less than, you know, a minute of talking. You know, being able, like, it's almost like you get a crash test in psychology, sociology. I'll say that. You learn how to, because you're dealing with different cultures. You know, we grew up around Tongans, Samoans, you know, Polynesians, and Mexicans, and, you know, especially Mexicans, you got to watch these. You know, these niggas finesse teams. So, you know, you got to be able to read people, different cultures, be able to integrate around different people. You're going to go to school with a multitude of cultures. That's the one thing I will say is teach me how to deal with different people and how to, you know, just be around, how to assimilate into different cultures. You know, so, yeah, you know, I mean, on some street shit, it's no different from anywhere else. So I don't know. I've always been automatic since I was 14, so I really can't. You know, Kyle, as far as because, you know, the game is concerned with these, you know what I'm saying, the ism and shit, that's a whole nother conversation, you know what I'm saying? But that really, my barber was a reputable pimp for San Francisco, the tender ones, TL, when I was 14. So that as far as taught me how to, I mean, you know, fuck the women for 5 seconds. It gave me confidence. It gave me, no matter if I was fat, tall, small, skinny, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I know I could, you know, get out there and joust. It gave me a gift of gab. It gave me, you know, confidence, man. You know what I'm saying? Not to, because one thing about the Bay, it didn't matter about how you. I knew fat niggas who had bitches. I knew whoever, like, you know what I'm saying. It was about who you was, how you represented yourself. So, you know, and individualism. I will say that because unlike gangs and stuff, I wasn't little sea dog from this sick. So it's the same thing like this Felix Mitchell and the 6ix9ine Mob. this is Mickey Mo and the murderer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
your name comes
individual. My name comes before, you feel me? Any motherfucking thing. And I always love, like, especially with the P's and shit who had, like, I always thought it was fly to be able to use your first and last name. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga had to say your whole motherfucking name. You know, like that one nigga, he was a big time tip out of Oakland. He was in the Mac too. If you watch the Mac when Frank Ward is in the chair talking to the other nigga, his name isn't Charles, it's something Taylor. I want to say it's Charles Taylor, some shit. But you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or the other nigga, like even with Gangsta Brown and all them, like you had to say the whole name. And like I said, it was all about individualism. You know, it wasn't me and a group. It was just me. You feel me? Making millions. Ronnie Newt, place again, rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Scarborough and the Scarborough brothers. Big time, no time nigga. That was nigga like, you know, millionaires. Like these don't know what you see on HBO or some stupid ass shit. Nah, these niggas had mansions, multiple real estate, all this shit. And the cold part about it was they were entrepreneurs. Because one thing I'm gonna tell you, the game they don't give you is most niggas. You know, all these internet niggas, they'll get on there and talk about they camera and they got bitches and shit. That's a felon. He'll go to jail for the rest of your motherfucking life. Talking like that. So most of these niggas, they masquerade their game. You know, like rest in peace of Skrilla Mike. Skrilla Mike was one of the richest niggas in Oakland. P nigga. And he was a party promoter. He had promotional companies, he had real estate. That's how he fucking introduced himself. I'm a promoter / you know, woo artist. Like, nigga, I'm not gonna introduce myself as the Matthew nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, you know, if you know anything, you know the boxer Devin Haney. You heard of him?
I think so. Yep.
He's a boxer. He's from Oakland. His dad is Bill Haney. BH, one of the big, you know, he's all the documentaries that Bill Mosley and them be on. BH, Bill Haney to turn his motherfucking, you know, turn this shit into an empire. Got his son, now he's into boxing promotion. All this. He's a big time pimp nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who been had millions since the 90s. And he quiet. He don't say too much. He was on Sway in the morning. I'm sitting there watching BH the whole time, laughing. And hey, he's like, so, you know, Sway was like, so introduce yourself. He's like, yeah, my name is Bill Haney. I'm a boxer promoter. I'm just out here trying to put my son on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't. You know, and that's one thing I always learned too is how to put a blanket over your game. You know what I'm saying? How to be a grown man, how to, you know, own stuff. It was all about ownership. You know, owning, you know, we came up with the mom and pop stores and stuff like that. And then also with the Black Panther. So we have a concept.
I was just about to bring up the revolutionary aspect of your culture. Bro, I don't know what it is, but you be taking thoughts from my head.
So you know about George Jackson and BGF and Kumi and Jama and all this shit. Unlike L.A., you know, we don't have a blood and crip that runs in the penitentiary. Even if you're a gangster from Oakland, you gon' nigga, the first thing they gonna do is give you Solidarity Brother book or give you Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. It's on some conscious shit when you get locked up in San Quentin and shit. You in that 415 be just saying. Now I'll say this, I'm from PA, so we ride a different car. We ride on the PL law. But we still from the Bay, so we fuck with niggas and all that shit. But, you know, that Black Gorilla, that BGM, man, that Gorilla, nigga, that shit's real. Nigga, the whole man-child, Jonathan Jackson, what he did in Marin City, walking up in the motherfucking courtroom, taking the majesty and the judge, put the towel over his fucking head and put the gun to him and said the revolutionaries gun, the whole shit, you know, them bombing the federal buildings in San Mateo after the killing of George Jackson. They ain't gonna teach you this in school. You know, it was federal buildings getting bombed every fucking 2 days over that BGS shit. Motherfuckers, I'll tell you a story real quick. This is a true story. I'm watching the news in like 2006, nigga, and they're doing a fucking raid, like an FBI federal raid in a housing project in San Francisco, Freedom West project. So they're like, you got Channel 6 news and shit out there. They're like, we're about to bring out the people, you know, the sellers and stuff. And I'm watching them, all these FBI agents come in at first. They start bringing the people out. Kyle, what's your name, partner? What's your name, bro? I don't want to just.
Oh, me?
Hello?
Chris.
Yes. No, not.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. So, yeah, man, let me tell y'all something. Chris and Kyle on everything, nigga. Walking these niggas out, it's nothing but old black men and women with canes and walkers, big-ass bifocal glasses, gray hair, 60, 70 years old, coming out of these projects. And the FBI got them handcuffed. Like 30 of these niggas. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, they ain't so dope, so They was like, yes, we're live in Freedom West. 30 years ago, these guys were Black Panthers who killed a fucking San Francisco police officer in 1971 after George Jackson was murdered in San Quentin. They walked into the motherfucking police precinct, asked the police officer something like, and he was like, he said, oh, you're here to bail somebody out? He said, no, we're here for the revolution. Rest in peace, George Jackson. Put a fucking shot upside down to that nigga's head. Boom. Right there. And ran out. And threw a letter on the ground, threw a leaflet on the ground, said, this is for Comrade Jackson. So that's what they were picking the niggas up for. 30 years later, 35 years later. Caught all of it. And so, yeah, you have a big revolution. Standpoint that was written in blood in the Bay. And that's real. Like, they don't even really put over 2,000 people showed up to George Jackson's funeral in East Oakland. You talk about, everybody keeps saying Felix Mitchell's funeral was the biggest. Nah, it was George Jackson, man. They put the Black Panther flag over his casket, rolled him around Oakland. Black Panthers, Huey P. gave the eulogy. You feel me? You had the Black Panthers, just like how you saw at Nixon shit, the NOI on guard. You had over 1,000 Black Panthers lined up on the streets with them black jackets and berets on, armed up. Wasn't letting nothing pass for George's foot. George Jackson and the BGF is but now it turns into, I'm going to keep it real. Now it's just, how should I say, like, basically, they own some extortion shit, man. They own some, like, Omar from the Wire type shit now. You know what I'm saying?
They're in Baltimore, right? Like,
yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah, they're in Baltimore. So the hell, you already know, H on the streets is controlled by them, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? You cannot sell dope. You have to get permission to sell. You can sell anything in Oakland. T-shirts, coats, kilos of powder, they don't give a fuck, pills, whatever. You sell heroin, you better have permission from one of those 6 shot called one of the heads who's doing life. One of the San Quentin 5 niggas. They just killed one of those niggas and had a lockdown on every fucking yard in the city. And he's a real nigga. I'm going to keep it real. That nigga, he got out, and I guess he got into it with the Cooley or whoever. I forget. But make a long story short, OG, 70-something years old, come to the yard with his cane, threw his cane down, threw all this shit down, stood right there, and the nigga came from every direction, stabbed him up, and he walked out the yard and did his own thing and died right there. He said, fuck it, I'm going to hit the yard, nigga, period. And once they killed him, they locked everything down, and so now, they was on 6-month lockdown. I don't know, it's supposed to be a lot of bullshit in the pen behind that shit, you know what I'm saying? But they're like a commission, they're like, come on, like, you're not, you can't, so that's the whole thing, like, with the whole Baltimore and all that shit, so and that's the reason, a lot of people don't know, but that's why Huey P got killed. Huey P was going around Acorn Project robbing niggas, what? Like, for real, like, Huey P was no joke. Huey P was a gangster, period, like, don't get all that PhD he got from Santa Cruz, UC Santa Cruz, and all that shit. That nigga was from West Oakland, Acorn, nigga, straight up, nigga. He was just like, he was no different from B. Shady Nates and all these niggas today, MA and shit. He was pretty much MA, just conscious. You know what I'm saying? He was just a conscious version of MA. Grimy, he was articulate and shit. So when them cameras came on, he presented himself as sort of the nigga. Honestly, that nigga, man, Huey tell you was gonna go like this, nigga's gonna go like that, nigga, straight up, like it ain't nothing to talk about. So what happened was he got turned out on that shit though, started snorting heroin and robbing niggas. And the thing was, he was doing it up under the BGF caught permission. So basically, he was collecting debts for the BGF. You know what I'm saying? And I guess one of the niggas, he was BGF. See, he didn't know that one of the youngsters he was robbing he just came from the pen and did a little bit. So he wasn't as young as the nigga thought he was. And that nigga was BGF, and he made a phone call, and the nigga told him, one of the shot callers, like, man, I never gave him permission to go over there and fuck with you niggas like that. I told him to do this, but nigga, not when he did. He was like, oh, right? He said, yeah, nigga, straight up, nigga. So he hung up. The nigga came back over there that morning, like, yeah, what's up, man? I need that. And dude was like, I ain't got nothing for you. And the nigga tried to press a line with him. Like I said, he was, he got up in that nigga's face, like, nigga, tear it off, nigga, straight up, nigga, I need it. And the dude pulled out and told him, put his gun right to his head. Was like, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, basically, I don't want to kill you, but get the fuck away. That nigga, from what I heard, this is I don't know how true the story is, but niggas, even when I was locked up, were telling me, OGs and shit, said, that nigga Huey stepped right in front of the gun. Why was he said? He said, well, nigga, shoot me, nigga. And nigga shot him right in the head. So,
wow.
You know, that was that. Huey died a fucking junkie on the streets of Oakland, but he was really not, he played a major role in a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he had a very high ranking at BG. I don't think he had a high ranking at BGF, but he was like a concierge for them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ran shit.
He was a factor.
He was a factor. So for you to think about it, for you, like, bro, you run around Acorn telling niggas to tear it up, and they teared it up, like, what the fuck? And these is not niggas, like I said, you know, you already know, it's a hierarchy to this shit. These are heroin dealers who tell me to do this shit. These niggas ain't no suckers. What? You know, all these niggas, you sell H, you gotta be strapped. So, you know, he was just doing too much, and that's what got him murdered. You know, so. Yeah, man. But, you know, the Bay is a duality. And the fucked up part about it is they gangsters on both ends. If you want to hear some crazy shit, Google Yusuf Bey the Fourth, Oakland, California. That motherfucker, in 2007, he was like our age. So his dad was Dr. Yusuf Bey, who started North Oakland Bakery and school and shit. You heard about him. Okay, cool. He was doing the same shit. He was on some MA, Nation of Islam shit. And he got a bunch of young niggas who was Muslims, you know, almost on like some Philly shit. They all was selling dope in North Oakland and running shit and shooting at niggas and murdering niggas and almost some like Nation of Islam / gangster shit. And he that nigga, some news article was trying to do a report about his dad and about him and how they're based like a criminal organization and all this other shit. Man, they killed that news reporter in front of Crown 4 News. And that shit made world news. That nigga had a nigga gun this nigga down in front of the news station. And they gave that nigga forever. Like forever. Then what made it so bad was he was in the interrogation room. They left the camera running, and him and his partner in there talking about the shit. And they played that all on the news. And he basically convicted himself. He was in there like, man, you saw that shit? Nigga, you really did that shit, boy. You ran right up on that nigga and hit that nigga. Da-da-da-da-da. This shit was on tape. So he got forever. And he still, I was just reading, because I was thinking about the nigga not too long ago. I read some shit recently, because that happened in 2007. They said as of 2015 or 16, he got recharged in the pen. He be writing letters and shit to niggas, you know, these little followers and shit on some Malachi B. York shit. And niggas are still fucking with this nigga, blood. He's basically calling, you know, hits from the pen, like, nigga. On some, like, and he followed, like, you look at his pen, he got this crescent moon star, pictures of Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This man got a whole cable strip.
Yeah, he don't even look like he's black like that. He just like a regular nigga.
Bro, he got waves. His waves is spinning like yours right now. And his tea is clean. His tea cleaner than mine.
Nigga's a killer, man. With a capital K. And he was running shit. He was, like I said, he was on some mini MA shit. He was on some, like, mini gas team shit. He was the leader. And he had a bunch of niggas who prayed to Allah 3 times a day, whacking shit, nigga. And the niggas was making money. They was selling dope, everything. Fuck. That nigga got life behind that shit, though. But, you know. So that's my point. So it's so funny because there is no, like how they try to show you in the map like to do, like, hey, you turned on your community and shit. Man, those niggas are getting money too.
So that conversation.
There was none of that shit. That conversation was retarded because Huey was selling dope. I won't say Huey was selling dope, but Huey was in the streets just as much as Damascus. The only difference was he took his proceeds and made after-school programs, backpack giveaways and shit, and them niggas bought Rolls Royces and mansions and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't get it twisted, because my grandmother's motherfucking my baby mama's grandma was in the Black Panther. She's from Hunters Point, San Francisco. Man, she told me that nigga had a fucking penthouse in downtown San Francisco with armed Black Panthers. 80% of the motherfucking Black Panther people don't know, like 60% of them was women, so he had female, like this nigga was, man, he was living just like Peter Mitchell, but just on Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Just
you had a real Wakanda going on, basically.
Yeah, he had a real Wakanda. You know, but he was on some other shit. Like, just imagine, like, polite, but I'm a shooter. Like, I'm from Brooklyn, and I will murder one of them. Like, period. Like, that's just what it is. Like, and really, and beat homicide cases and all sorts of types of things. Beat to the pen, got out, also, like, man, that nigga, see, and that's the one thing I will say about the conscious community. And I was talking to niggas when I was in Harlem, and I was telling them, I don't see too much of that going on. I see a lot of talking and debating and shit. I don't see nobody putting in no work. Niggas 70s, 80s, niggas, 60s and 70s, niggas putting in work. Niggas straight up. Like, niggas, I mean, today I get it because if you go murder a motherfucker today with all technology, you going to jail forever. But
yeah, so
they can't give a fuck. Like, you know, them niggas live like they was really, you know, they was murdered. Like, these niggas was on some other shit. Then you had the students, you heard of FDS, the Students for a Democratic Society.
Right.
Them motherfuckers was trying to get off into that bullshit. They was murdering shit, blowing up shit, and all sorts of bullshit. So, you know, it was a lot of shit. And they all Berkeley students and all this other silly shit. So, you know, you had that connection. And you got the white liberalism that's in the Bay, you feel me? And niggas exploit them niggas all day. All we do is pretty much take money from them niggas and just be like, yeah, you're part.
Yeah, it's super liberal out there. all those fucking, all the hippie shit, all the,
all that hippie shit.
Rainbow, you know. That's all that.
Niggas sell dope to them niggas. That's it. Let's keep it all the way real. Like, you know, that's how the black let's keep it all the way real. That's how a lot of shit is getting funded. I don't see how niggas don't even put two and two together. I just be laughing when they talk about, especially like all these black feminists and shit will talk about Angela Davis and all this shit. Angela Davis was George Jackson's girlfriend. She had to go on a federal run and all this shit. She was connected to a bunch of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So you saying she flipped? You say she heel turn? She done did a heel turn like some WWE type shit? She just you know went from being
doing what most black women. I hate to say it, but she's a feminist on some. I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to start investigating me for real, and find out how deep this story really goes. And if they do, they'll probably connect me on conspiracy alone, please. You know, conspiracy
make you wonder. Hey, that makes you wonder, though. Yeah. It makes you wonder, like the ones that's doing it now.
Yeah, I see where you're going with it. I don't know, bro. I fuck with Angela. I met her twice. You know what I'm saying? I met her once at movie, like the Sundance type of shit in Santa Cruz. You see Santa Cruz, we went up there. And then I met her another time at San Jose State. And, I mean, I know her story, and so I give her a pass more than a lot of other motherfuckers give her a pass. I don't know if you remember now. That one kid I don't give a pass. You remember the one broad who made that 1992. Remember I posted that book, Kyle, about the broad who went out and she wrote that book
Touch
about
of Power.
Touch of Power.
Now,
she was a government agent for real. She was an FBI confidential informant who's on paperwork and all this shit. Angela never snitched. All Angela did was got out the fucking thing and just turned, you know, I turned my life around type shit. You know, but I mean, it's hard for me to look at her and say, well, you want some, you know, you're about the only feminist I fuck with on the strength of, I know you put that work. You just don't want to talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't want to, you feel me? Like, I already know how you do that.
She can't put herself.
So, you know, and now she writes those little gay-ass books and shit and try to tell people. It's just all these, you know, same thing with Malcolm X's daughter, but Malcolm's daughter is on some bullshit because she was never in it. You know what I'm saying? She was just, I think she was just traumatized from what she saw as a child. Rightfully so. You see your father get gunned down, you probably going to say, fuck everything conscious, period. You know what I'm saying? So she be on that all-inclusive feminist shit. But Angela, I kind of give a pass to because, like I said, I know the caliber of niggas she was fucking with. There's a movie that's on YouTube, if you guys are interested. It's called Black August. You should watch that. Black August is the movie about George Jackson and what happened in San Quentin in 1971. When they're interviewing,
I'm gonna lock that in.
Yeah, put that on YouTube. Black August. I put that up for years, and he broke it down in the interview with his character. He said it was like, so what's the Black Panther? He said, Black Panthers ain't nothing but a vanguard group. They're not even really real. We just put them in the forefront for political and all this other gain, you know, to gain social awareness and stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, it's the BGF who run policy in the street. Period.
That's kind of like how the Stones and the Lords in Chicago was getting the money from the government and opening up.
Yeah, Ford.
That's why
Jeff Ford.
Yep, Jeff Ford was doing
with the L Hookins or whatever.
Yeah,
well, that's the Stones.
And R.I.P. to Charles Cobb. That was one of my OGs from Chicago, one of the homies from the Chi. He just passed like the other day or whatever. I was thinking of him like that would be the perfect one to call. And like I know he would call in and talk about that because he was a little.
So what you just broke down is what BGF Cooley and John is to the Black Panther. It's like they're really the L Hookins, and y'all are just a vice lord stuff, get the little, you know what I'm saying, money and do our little bidding in the streets, and if the nigga get out of line, you already know how to get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Period. That's it. Because I got life. You know what I'm saying? I got life without the fucking fire. I'm in this motherfucker cutting prison CEO, correctional officer's throat, flipping white boys over the fucking 5-tier and all this shit like that. BGF niggas didn't get it. When that nigga, well, there was niggas in the BGF who said that day, they were in San Quentin in 1971 that shit. It was like, bro, we were scared of George when that shit happened because when he came in there, it's like he ended up killing one of the guards, taking the keys from, they said his eyes just turned like white. And he was like, whoever's not black, kill him. Period. And just walked away. Grabbed a pistol, started shooting that motherfucker because he got one. It was just fucked up. Because people don't know, one of those white liberal lawyers, he had snuck a gun inside the motherfucking pen and gave it to him. And he hit that shit in his apple. So that nigga was in that bitch busting, and he just lost. I mean, I don't know if he lost. I just know they say he ran out the prison because he got the keys open and started yelling, "The revolution begun! The revolution has begun!" And the motherfuckers on the tower, and they're like, "George, stop it." He just yelling, "The revolution begun!" And boom! Hit him in the back of his head. One shot. Killed him. So, that's that. I think he wanted to die. What happened to his brother? They killed his brother and everybody in that motherfucking man for what they did when they ran up in that courtroom. And so, and he felt like, the nigga died trying to get me out of jail. And fuck this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I don't want to live no more before I go. Taking all you little crap. I'm taking everybody with me, straight up. So, I think it was just what they said, suicide by homicide type shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy, man. Like that. Going back to the whole like Stones and shit like that. It's crazy how everything is connected. You talking about like the Bay, George Jackson, shit like that, and like here in Miami, there's a Stone. There's Stones that have been here from. I remember seeing shit from the '80s, seeing little graffiti and shit like that. It's like the Stones. And I even think like the little bit of the Yahweh shit. A lot of the Yahweh stuff, the Yahweh was heavy here in South Florida, in Miami especially. And I feel like that someone had a connection to Shy shit.
Is Yahweh like a Hebrew Israelite type of offshoot? Or?
I don't want to say it is, but it's very connected to it. I don't know if Yahweh was his own thing, but that was connected to it.
Because we have them in the Bay. Okay, we have Hebrew Israelites. We have them in the Bay. They be all in the crest and shit, all in San Francisco yelling at the top of their lungs and all that crazy ass shit. But
but they ain't pressing nothing though. Not like how the Yahwehs were. The Yahwehs was actually laying shit down though. I
see what you're saying. Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. The Yahwehs are like the real important. But I don't know if you ever heard. I just recently found out about this, and this is some crazy shit. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1973, I believe.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You already know.
Hanafi.
Everybody in that
DC shit. Whoa.
Yeah, that DC shit.
I just saw something on YouTube going into it.
Yeah.
Just saw a thing like it wasn't a documentary, but like an interview or like a small little clip, like a 5-minute thing.
Was it that OG nigga Leon Muhammad? If y'all type in Leon Muhammad, he talked vividly about that story. And they were calling Hadith Muslims or something. I forget their name, or Hadith Muslims. Well, he ended up fucking with some little light-skinned bitch. He was fucking with Pam Grier. Pam Grier left his ass over that shit because he started fucking with some crazy-ass group who are offshoot of the Nation of Islam who didn't want to follow Elijah no more.
But they was connected to Philly. They was connected to some Philly cats.
They was connected to the Black Philly Mafia. But man. Yes, you're 100% right.
Before there was a JBM, the BM.
Yeah, the BM.
BM. Which, you know, and you already know how they was giving it up. And so their whole thing was extortion. You know, it was pretty much like the BGF, if not worse. But I heard they was cutting their heads off also.
Oh, no, it was heavy muscle game out there. It might have been worse just the way they was acting.
Yeah, I believe it was worse.
The way
gun your ass down. Yeah, the way they played it was right.
The operation. It wasn't structured like.
And they're torturing you if you don't give them the money, right? Straight up. So it's just like, but yeah, with that whole thing and that whole Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thing, and all the people got killed in DC, man.
I was watching
in the world.
Yeah, man.
I was watching something yesterday, and this old head Muslim Melchizedek from NOI basically.
Yeah, I fuck with him.
Yo, he said that niggas Mike would not have bought no Wonderland or none of that if Elijah Muhammad was alive and they had their muscle. Basically, he was saying the muscle game niggas wouldn't be balling right now if they was popping. He was saying that it wouldn't be popping. A lot of that play money that people was doing their drugs with and then buying dumb things. Where he's like, your best friend is a monkey. No, you're not talking to no monkey no more. Ain't no amusement park. You about to build something for the community with that money. You are about to, like he would have told him to. And probably the same with now. There will be minimal balling.
But that's what I respect about. I mean, to me, that's what I kind of respected about Huey and them. Huey, at the end of the day, I mean, for what he did, he had a heart about it. It was like, listen, I'll kill you about these children, man. I will kill you about these babies. He was on, like, the Clarence 13, you know, he was on some Father Allah shit, basically. Like, I'm here for the baby. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, period. Like, ain't nobody giving a fuck. Ain't nobody, y'all niggas balling out here. All you big-time millionaire pimps and shiny. One of you niggas start nothing, da-da-da-da. Now, granted, on the flip side, it ain't on them to really feed your motherfucking child. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have the same tenacity, get out there and do what anybody else is doing. But overall, I give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I for what he tried to do. You know, but it got perverted and turned into some other shit, and that's my stance on that. But at the same time, when you look at a lot of these organizations, the only thing I will say, well, I never really gave a blackness because I know the story. You can't say you're righteous when you're a criminal just like you. That's the thing that I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that's cool. But, nigga, you will kill me in a heartbeat just like I would kill you if you cross me. So how can you sit here and try to make it like, we need to get the pimps and the drug dealers off the streets? Like, nigga, we need to get you off the streets too, nigga.
Yeah, but, you know, they try to make it, here's the thing, they try to clean it up and make the structure, which I kind of get because if you look at right now, there's nothing that's part of any of this shit that we're talking about.
I'd rather have that, like, bro.
Yeah, like, think about, like the 90s, like, when it's going back to Yahweh or going back to, like, the Stones, going back to even, like, the Christian ones. I'll say even the Christian cast that was in Miami. It was a little more structured because, like, you know, like, shit was kind of on one little end. Like, if you was on 15th Ave in the city, you was on 15th Ave, you wasn't going farther than a certain point to do what you was doing dirt. Now it's just all around the city. You know what I'm saying? Whether you in, you know, if you in a triangle, you here, even like the suburbs was considered the suburbs, they wilding out. So there was structure. There was structure with these organizations, even if they was doing bad, because like not you know, condoning what they did or whatever, but just the fact of if you was a D-boy, you couldn't, you know, them boys are gonna press you. The boys in the suits are gonna press you, or them boys in the koofies are gonna press you, or the boys in all white with the turban on their head. They organization was gonna come in because you knew they had fire on them. And late 90s, that all changed. They started getting rid of all them guys, or the people who was trying to put the structure in, whether it was good, bad, or whatever. They either made some stuff up on them, or they was doing something, and they took their whole power structure down, and now it's recklessness going on. Beer fuckery going on. You know,
you know what? I'll say this. I agree with you 100%. I also believe, I've always said I hate that the Black Panthers dismantled. I wish there was niggas who kept that shit going so we had an option growing up in the streets like they did in the 60s. Okay, maybe
I feel like that's just one option, though. That's just one option. They got rid of all the options that was here in Miami, at least. They got rid of all of them.
Same with when I was in Ohio and D.C. Like, there was something they had called Young Men in Action, and I was in that program for a little while, and then, bam, it was like a year, and that was it. Like, and there was another one called Giame House. My OG still has his lives that he has, but he gathered a whole bunch of young men from the neighborhood that I got put on in, the Short, and other parts, like Windsor Terrace, Southfield, from basically everywhere. It was GDs, Bloods, Crips, everybody. And it was Giame, and they all crossed over. I didn't, stop drinking long enough, but I used to congregate around them and be around them and build with the brothers and be in the house all the time. But something happened where the police just kept going over there, and word got out that there were alleged weapons, allegedly, because I'm going to keep using that word, alleged weapons in the basement.
Allegedly, yes, I keep using that word too. Yep.
Alleged training going on for the brothers, and there was some alleged stuff going around where the dope boys around the corner were allegedly upset about it, and the police were even more upset about it, and then somehow things got dismantled. You know?
Yeah,
you know what they do, though? Now, go ahead.
No, I was
saying, like, they put these cheeseball figureheads in, from other places. Like, they get these cats in these community colleges, these little cheesy motherfuckers that they kind of, like, train and prop up, and then they make up an organization.
Yep.
Not even just him, the blue vest buddy, the sister girls, all the ones, like the blue-haired girl, you already know who you're talking about, that get on there, and the KRS Space girl, all that one. You know what I'm saying? They all get there.
All that, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and they get the money. So, they in the community college, they start networking, because what college is, whether they in it to graduate or drop out, they there to network. So what are they networking to do? They get these clubs. Mind you, I was a community college. I already knew what it was. And the bigger colleges is even worse. The HBCU is even worse. The PWI is even worse. They get there, they start recruiting. Oh, we're going to put you in this little Christian organization. Or we're going to put you in this little mixture intersectional organization. Or we're going to put you in this little cheesy, artsy shit, whatever. And then you get in there, and it's like, well, damn, this ain't like what it was in high school. There ain't no real ones in here. Like, it ain't
right.
Like, they there, and they put them there, so then when they get to the bigger level, to where they get the media and the money, they start talking to these people, put a 501c3 on it, and
collecting that.
Come on, dog.
Yo, they be spending that bread on brunch, bro. That's another thing. Like, with the reparations shit popping, right? I looked into it, man. Fuck HR 40. Bro, they talking about they want $100,000 each to study reparations. What you about to do with them 100 bands each?
Exactly.
It's mere foolery,
we had the 1988 Civil Liberties Act. They gave Japanese survivors under Ronald Reagan signed a fucking bill, $20,000 each. This is shit that happened in like 2 years, like 44 to fucking 46 or whatever the fucking war. And they had those Japanese people in fucking internment camps and shit. But my whole thing is that whole reparations talk. The more and more I look at it, the ADOS shit, I feel them niggas, and I do feel like we need something separate for people who are, African Americans who help build. Especially when you look at a city like DC. You know what I'm saying? Like that was built off black supers, like in Mason, that whole, what the fuck do you call that black Mason shit? Prince Hall and all that other shit.
Prince Hall, I got a couple. The homie that was on the call beforehand is actually Prince Hall Mason and shit. Like, I got a few homies in that. We gonna talk to them.
Them niggas ain't from Jamaica, nigga. Those niggas. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the fucked up part about it is, it's a conversation that needs to be had. I keep saying, I don't want to further, put this wedge, but let's not act like there isn't a wedge. Let's not act like just as much as these Haitians will claim we don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with us, or whoever. Like, a lot of them have it stimulated, the younger ones, but a lot of the older ones and stuff who are the ones who probably really advocating for these reparations don't want no business to do with African Americans.
Yeah, a lot of people ain't on code with it though either.
And so this was
on code.
The other thing was to turn around and say when it's time to get the reparation check, oh, we're all the same. Nah, bitch, nigga. You didn't even want your child fucking with me playing football. So how are we all the same? You know what I'm saying? Don't because now they, the government's throwing around money or potentially.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier about Miami though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Jamaicans versus the Haitians versus the Yanks, and there was always beefing. So now people start assimilating or they start switching up. I even see that on a level of it was cats back in the old days where the New York shit was popping, and then as soon as like the wave of the goals and the dreads and the don't riding was cool, and everybody started wearing Dickies. So now it's like, what are you like? Are you posing or like that's how it should be? Like everybody need to stay on a certain line. If you pressing this, stay on that. Don't try to switch up and this is you're trying to gimmick switch now all of a sudden. You're trying to be this and be that because the money coming in. If you didn't get no money, then you just gotta just rock with what you rock with. But I'm on both sides of it. I'm on both sides of it. I'm Bahamian and I'm American. Some people don't fuck with Bahamians, some people don't fuck with Americans, but it is what it is. If I do, I do. If not, I just gotta grind it out. But
you got it. But see, that's the thing about it. You know how you qualify because hella of us ran away from this bitch too over there. But Bahamas is way too close, so we got more overlap than over there's actually straight up American niggas that live there.
So you know what I tell them? You know what I tell them, Kyle, to piggyback off of what you said? I tell them if that's the case, if you ran your ass over there, take it up with the colonized government. So take it up with the French, take it up with the Belgians, take it up with the Portuguese, whoever the fuck came and fucked your shit up. That's who you need to be. You need to be in their parliament trying to figure out how y'all can get. So don't come over here with that bullshit.
I think we should.
But they're not trying to go back either.
Right. I think we should all do that.
In most of those places.
See, and it's weird, man. I'm like trying to gather bread because I'm not. Look, I'm up here now, right? We own this house, right? But nigga, this ain't for me, bro. This is not no place to be for me or you or him. This is not telling that if you listen, don't come up here. Real shit. Don't come here. Don't to visit maybe, but don't come up here unless we coming up here.
Like if you don't have to be.
If you don't have to be here, don't come here. Like and I kind of feel that way about the United States. I lived in another country beforehand. Yeah, it was a white country. But still, the United States is not all it's cracked up to be. You feel me? Like, I had to learn about certain things the hard way and the fast way. Like, oh, what's this? What's that? What are gangs? What are these? And it's worse in other countries, but it's not part of regular life. Like, I know people out here that haven't even gotten into a fist fight, and they're adult males. You feel me? There's certain stuff that was normalized to us.
Exactly. And that's what I look at. Why I kind of I'm like with Brett, like Chris said, I'm on both sides of the fence. Because I see why Haitians and Jamaicans and shit tell their children really not to fuck with them. If I came from another country and I ain't know shit and I moved to the middle of the East Oakland on 22nd in the middle of the murder dub, I wouldn't tell my kids to go fuck with 14 niggas out there all strapped up and you know what I'm saying? They gonna,
hell no.
Why would I? And we came from picking our own mangoes and having our acres of land and dealing with people from a shoe type of economics.
Yeah, it's self-education. Now you're going from being self-educated, living off the land to, okay, now here's this book. We're going to teach you about this, and this. And then you start being rebellious because you got certain knowledge. Now, that's not what I learned when I was here. Or it don't even got to be from another country, just from another state, another region. You might be from the Midwest. You come down to Florida. You get this education. You might have had an education in Minnesota or whatnot, and now all of a sudden you down here, they teach you shit. You be like, damn, I can see why they see y'all like y'all look like y'all slow. Y'all act like y'all slow because y'all give me a curriculum that I learned back when I was in 7th grade. And this is the 9th grade.
Exactly. So that's my point.
So it's like certain shit.
I keep it real. I see why. I can't even get mad from that standpoint. I see why. But at the same time,
just like when I moved to Texas, bro.
Yeah.
When I lived down there, I was looking down on niggas until I moved away and started appreciating them more. Like they not slow. It's just that they were deprived of certain education. I was in San Antonio. If you're not Mexican, you're not going to be popping. If you're not white, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to acquire a quality education unless your parents pay for that. And even then, it's going to be hella barriers because of who you are. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. A nigga from Brooklyn told me, which is some real shit to tie into what you said, Kyle. He said the same thing. He said, if I'm from Brooklyn, I used to go to South Carolina, I look at them niggas like this. So until it hit me in reading and stuff, that we're all colonized. The white people most of the black people in the East Coast with the industrial era, we talk about the induction in the early 1900s and all that stuff, they were more so following the white elitist Yankee class. So you see the way they, you know, like even if you watch the movie Malcolm X, remember he came up there with the zoot suit, and them West Indians all had those tailored French cut.
He came from Omaha first. He came from Omaha first, like, before Detroit Red.
He said, them colors hurting my eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because to them, he was a country-ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? In the party, like, man, we don't dress like that. You know what I'm saying? So they were more of a upper echelon. You know, it was more of a aristocratic society in the East Coast because of the British society who colonized over there. In the South, you have more poor, uneducated white folks. So, of course, you're going to sound like the poor, uneducated white folks that you all, you know, in a plantation are working for, which is, hey, y'all come over here right over here and make sure that over there, you know, you go clean that right there. You know,
but on the converse of it, we retain, like people in the South retain more, because I live equally both parts of my life, retain more African customs and African syntax within African American vernacular English due to being around that original source of being by where we were dropped off. So a lot of the ways to speak down there was how black folks were speaking in the beginning. That's why his accent sounds like the Geechee accent, which sounds like the Scotia accent. They've been isolated to themselves so long that they talk like bruhs who first early colonization type stuff. They still got things from across the water in their language.
And I'm at the first drop-off spot. You know, it's Miami. Everything's supposed to migrate north. Supposed to. You know, we just get stuck here. That's why it's been so overpopulated as we speak. But when you're from Miami, you're coming from different parts of the Caribbean, Latin America, even parts of Africa if you're taking that long route. But that's how it is. You get dropped off here, then the first place you're going from there is like Jacksonville. If you're going far north,
Tallahassee.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're spreading out. That's when you're going west. Tallahassee, New Orleans, Houston. You're going up some more. You're going to like Nashville. Then you're going to like St. Louis and shit like that.
Yep.
That's how it's supposed to go. Make it too cold.
The West Coast is nothing but an extension of the South.
This is what I was going to ask you about also, because I noticed this little exchange, because my people from New Orleans, and it's hella New Orleans people in L.A. and the Bay, and it's like y'all go back and forth all the time.
There's hella New Orleans people in Richmond. They call it the Nose. They call it the Nose. Like, if you know, like, niggas from Richmond call, especially North Richmond, and Nose. I'm from the Nose. Niggas straight up. Like, you know, and so that's because there was a huge migrant from New Orleans, but not just New Orleans, but particularly the third ward, uptown New Orleans, of Magnolia Project.
That's where my people
Master P's. Well, I know Master P's mama moved out there. You know that. Or some crazy shit, and he was out there. So, you know, there's a lot of and then you got the Midwest of Kansas City, and you know, on a rap level and even in the street level, Kansas City and Detroit and the Midwest. To me, the Midwest.
Detroit. Indianapolis too. You know, my ex is from out there.
I remember you don't want to put me on to the terminology. I'm gonna give it to Kyle because I've been using that. I learned it from him. What they call a Tidewater accent or whatever the fuck.
The Tidewater accent.
Tidewater accent. In DC, you know, they love to say bank and all this. Like they talk kind of. They got that little twang in their voice when they talk. You know, they got it. So it runs all the way up to the Mason-Dixie line. You know, all the way to Virginia. Right. Virginia still have. Virginia is the South. People don't understand, but Virginia is the South. You know, that's where the South is.
The capital.
And it goes all the way down, you know, to Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and all that stuff.
They just carry it more proper than the rest of the South. It's weird in VA. Like, it's more of like, instead of saying nigger, it's nigger. Weird. Like, there's an underline under that shit with, like in Fredericksburg, y'all got a Kentucky Colonel suit on and your big truck is clean, but you still miss the teeth in the back, and you still smoke that shit. But
it's a colonial version of the South.
Yeah, everything out there say colonial too, and you feel it.
Yeah, it's a colonial version.
Commonwealth, the Commonwealth of Virginia.
The Commonwealth.
Yeah,
another warning for the audience: don't fuck around in VA. They make up laws in the
Commonwealth state period.
The Commonwealth state period.
Any of them shits.
They make up laws.
But I heard it was like this in the 90s before it became a Commonwealth. They gave you 10 years. You only really had to do 2 years or some crazy shit like that. You wasn't really, like, I heard parts of East Coast, you ain't doing all your time like that in the pen. All like that. Like in LA kind of like they do the 25%, 50% halftime shit.
Ooh.
You know, like a Fed is 85%. But now I heard with the Commonwealth, it's 85%. Like, now Virginia's like, you fuck up out here. It's over. You know.
Yeah, it's actually heavy in Commonwealth.
They'll give you over the limit. Like say if something is a national guideline, the judge can be like, nah, fuck you, and then put more on that joint just because it's the situation.
Enhancements and shit.
It's an enhancement.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, but you know, one thing about the East Coast is I'll give to them is, and I didn't know this till I read an article that outside of the South and even LA, you know, we got Baldwin Hills and Ladera and all that shit. It's more black affluent neighborhoods like in Georgetown,
PC County,
Rochester, all that shit. They were talking about all in the East Coast. And one part that people don't know, you remember the movie Inkwell, like Inkwell and Bluff Oak. This is the Martha's Vineyard, you know, the Martha's Vineyard section of the Inkwell. They made a movie about it. Oak Bluff and all this other shit. You know, so it's you know, the Hamptons and the East Hamptons and all, you know, so you have black affluent multi-million dollars.
There's even old black money in Florida for real. I got some family down there. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Going
back, man, there's a lot of if you do your history, man, it's a street and there's a school down here in Miami called D.A. Dorsey.
Okay.
So Dorsey, you know, he was like the first, like I think the first millionaire in Miami or South Florida. So you know that's Dana A. Dorsey. You can look him up. I think it's on Wikipedia, Google. You know, he was like one of the first like wealthy black people. So you go up and down Miami, you know, you got to actually have a school, like a technical school / GED school, like right on 17th Avenue in the middle of the city, called D.A. Dorsey.
Son of slaves.
I have a quick question to ask you about Miami. The Miami-Atlanta beef. Who started this, man? Because I've heard Jermaine Dupri stole all that shit from niggas. And
say again.
Atlanta.
Them niggas didn't make nothing, bro. My bad.
Yeah, I heard the Atlanta-Miami beef, man. I heard Atlanta stole everything from Miami music-wise. And that Miami niggas Atlanta.
Well, let's put it like this, right? Let me break it down from what I heard from the OGs. And I'll give you like a slight point of reference because there was some hating shit in the actual point of reference that I'm gonna give to you. There's a thing that I watched. If you know who Alpha Mega is, the rapper.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
So he has a DVD that's on YouTube. You know, The Real Streets or whatever. It's talking about his life. So he goes and he talks about the Miami boys went up there to Techwood and they was beefing on some street shit. They, you know, we got to work. This is the 80s / early 90s. We going up there. We talk about from like 85 to 92 or whatever.
And y'all got it.
They going back and forth.
Beating everything. Yeah.
Was that?
I said, and y'all got to work for dirt cheap, beating every price. Probably in America, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're getting off the port of Miami to boast, you know, the Colombians, the Cubans, whatnot. They going up the road to slang that, right? They dropping it off and they dropping everything off in like in Techwood and Bankhead and Bluff and going all around, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, they going out there and they warring. But it's a lot of Miami niggas staying up there in Atlanta. This is in the 80s. Yeah. They staying up there. They also beefing with niggas. So a lot of that beefing is on some street shit. You know, Miami niggas fly. They fucking the hoes. Niggas cut. And now, mind you, I got some, you know, thorough ATL niggas, but this is the truth. Miami niggas, they fly. They getting the money.
Yeah.
They got the weapons. They got the weapons. You know. Yeah, they won some, but Miami niggas won a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they won up in their territory.
They claim, listen, I was watching a thing about the Freaknik, and they was making subliminal messages to you niggas. Because he was like, it was niggas who were out of towners who fucked up the Freaknik. Because what happened was you had big-time drug dealers, man, coming in from other cities. They wasn't saying these things. I already knew it was Detroit and Miami. But anyway.
It's Detroit, Miami, like, L.A., Oakland.
Just fuck it over Atlanta in the 90s, but whatever. And it was like, them niggas is coming with cars we never seen, man. You know, out here, drug dealer may have a 69 Cutlass on Dubs or, you know, whatever. These niggas pulling up in Benzes, Maserati, you know, shit that.
Yeah, we going up there with BMWs, Porsches, Carreras. We going up there. We going up there with the top of the line, whatever. Because, you know, in Miami, like, I'm gonna give you a little example. Like in Overtown is, you know, predominantly black neighborhood that's being gentrified as we speak.